Everything about IPO if you're new to investing. Here's IPO explained in under a minute. A company starts private. It raises money from early investors to grow. Eventually it reaches a stage where it wants more capital and broader ownership, so it launches an initial public offering, an IPO. That's when shares become available to the public and start trading on the stock exchange. Companies IPO for three main reasons: to raise capital, increase credibility, and give early investors liquidity. But by IPO day, the company has often already grown massively. That's why many investors focus on discovering companies before they reach IPO. Platforms like Wealth help investors explore those earlier opportunities. IPO in share market. Let's clear something up quickly. An IPO is not a new company. It's a company that's often been growing privately for 5 to 10 years already. An IPO in the share market is simply the moment that a company decides to sell its shares to the public. Before the IPO, ownership is limited to founders, employees, and early investors. After the IPO, those shares start trading on the stock market, and anyone can buy them. Companies do IPOs to raise capital, expand, and grow faster. But here's the interesting part. The investors who got in before the IPO often had access to the lowest valuations. That's why platforms like Wealth focus on helping investors discover opportunities earlier, because investing early can change the whole equation. What's the difference between an IPO and an FPO? An IPO is when a company sells shares to the public for the very first time. An FPO, follow-on public offering, happens after the company is already listed. It simply means the company is issuing more shares later to raise additional capital. So think of it like this. An IPO equals the first time entering the market. An FPO equals raising more money after being public. Both give investors access to ownership in the company, but the earliest investors, they usually entered before the IPO even happened. That's why platforms like Wealth focus on helping investors explore opportunities earlier in the journey.